The political power of Beyonce's country music release. Welcome back to the channel. We do astrology analysis here, but I'd also like to incorporate a little bit of political analysis on this release. Beyonce has several planets in Libra, and with the current South Node going through Venus, we're experiencing a multicultural and almost like a reversed civil war, political chaos, and spiritual release when it comes to her artistry and her music. Venus also is our appreciation for art. Beyonce is using her music to make incredible political waves and changes. Now, the reason I say this is because I have been noticing that after her release of her two country music songs, that Beyonce is creating a new wave of people who are interested in country music. These people are specifically her fans, which are a variety of people from the diaspora of Black women, Black men, the LGBTQ community. There's so many of them. But the country music fans are a completely different diaspora at the moment. So Beyonce is having this energy where people are crossing over into country music, listening to it, dancing to it. And the community, at least on TikTok, is very welcoming in bringing out all of these new line dances and artful expressions of country music and inviting Beyonce fans to join in on it. Now, of course, if you know deeper of the history of country music, you would know that country music actually started out of the African American diaspora and how this was something that evolved and shifted and changed. Very much so similar to the political parties in which the Democratic Party is known as the Liberal Party, and the conservative, right, the Republicans are the conservatives, and the Democratic Party has obtained and inherited mainly people of liberal notions and ideas, right, which belong to the ethnic community and the LGBTQ community, right, whereas the Republican Party has also adopted or inherited basically the Caucasian community. I hate to be so blunt and blanketed with it, but just to prove this point that the Democratic and conservative, the Republican, has swapped, because in history, actually, it was the Republican and it was actually the Democrats who were actually more racially divided in the beginning of our political history. So we see how things have evolved. Country music evolved, the political parties evolved, and there's almost like this cross political cultural thing happening due to Beyonce releasing country music. So the power of her is undoubtedly so. We also you're going to find conflict and chaos wherever the South Node is, because when we lay into it too much, we find that to happen. We're going to stir up issues, right? So there are people who are trying to ban Beyonce from country music stations while the Beehive is trying to get her music on there. We also do have political strife, in the sense that people who support Trump and people who support the Republicans are actually more inclined to be country music listeners. So this also does shift the political interest of the people who are country music listeners, and how that might change and shift as more people come back to country music. And I say come back with the notion of understanding that country music has its roots in African American history. So the other thing is that people are talking about K. Michelle and other African American artists who do country music, who've been doing it before Beyonce, and while they're coming in with a lot of hate, I think that they don't realize that if Beyonce brings power to country music, then they eat as well, right? In astrology, I would say this by her marketable position of her part of fortune in her third house, which allows people to eat from this marketing position. If she markets country music, then whoever's in the country music genre and our Black women are going to benefit from that as well. So see it as a benefit rather than an intrusion, at least from this astrological perspective. So this is just cracking the surface of what I see happening here, and I just wanted to bring the astrology to it. And if you guys have any questions or want to comment what you think or correct me on anything, please comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback. See you later in the next video.